Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Shadow. Shadow, do you turn on the English interpretation? Shadow?
Hello,
Hello,
can you
Shadow?
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Shadow.
Hello?
Hello, Shadow? Shadow, can you hear us?
Yes, I cannot hear, sure. Oh, maybe,
Mm.
sorry. I
Shadow, do you
was,
turn on the English interpretation?
okay. I already in the bed, okay.
Okay.
But
You can hear us now, Sarah?
I can hear, okay.
Okay, Sadhu, Sadhu. Sarah, are you ready to start the Dhamma talk?
Okay,
Okay, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Vandami Sayadaw and good evening, everyone. Good morning for everyone in the East Hemisphere. Welcome to the 7-day plus 14-day Samatha-Vipassanā Meditation Retreat conducted by Sarah U. Agania and Sarah U. Kovida. Today, Sarah U. Kovida will continue with the Dhamma talk on Bojjhanga Sutta, Part 11. May we now respectfully invite Sarah to start today's Dhamma talk, and may we invite both interpreter Bande to start the translation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
now we will pay homage to the Buddha by reciting the Namo Tassa 3 times. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay, now we'll pay homage to the Buddha by reciting the Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. So today we have to use Buddha's quality, Buddha. This one is a very well-known. Then although we use the Buddha, right? Then what's the meaning of Buddha or Buddha? Actually, if we just translate grammatically, it must be the one who knows. Then, okay, what's the object of knowing? The Four Noble Truths or ultimate truth. So one, the Buddha discovers the ultimate truth by himself. Then this is also called Buddha. Another thing is awaken. We have already talked about sleeping and awakening in the very beginning of Bojjhanga Sutta. Right? Mostly when we say sleeping, that means we are spending our time with our hobby, also with sensual pleasure. Then this is called sleeping. We also say the darkness is a delusion or ignorance. So the Buddha is the first one who wake up from the sleepiness of defilements and hobby. So the Buddha also removes the darkness of ignorance with wisdom. That's not the Buddha have two different meanings. The first one is knowing, second one is awaken. So the main thing is the Buddha also know Four Noble Truths for himself, by himself. The Buddha also know ultimate truth by himself. The Buddha also wake up by himself in the samsara. Not only that, too, the Buddha is also waken up of others. He himself wake up. After that, he also have other living beings to wake up. Then similarly, we can also understand he himself know the ultimate truth. Also, he also let other living beings to know ultimate truth. It sounds very simple. And it sounds easy also. You may remember in the very beginning of Buddha's life, before start giving Dhamma talk, the Buddha also recall his attainments. Also, the Buddha also trying to recall the people's minds and conditions at the time. The Dhamma he has penetrated is very deep and profound. People delight in sensual pleasure. These two are opposites. You can imagine, right? Then Buddha also mentioned Gambiro, Dudaso, Duranuboro, Gambiromi, very deep and very profound. Dudaso, very difficult to see. So this ultimate reality, not that easy to see. Duranuboro, very difficult to penetrate or realize. The teaching of Buddha is very deep and very, so profound that we are not, ordinary people are not that easy to penetrate or to understand it. Also, Benito is sublime, it's so good, it's excellent. That's why mostly people like good things, but it too could also, they don't wish to be, right? They don't wish to do. But this is Ataka Wacharo, the Nipuno, very subtle. It's very subtle, not that easy to understand. Ataka Wacharo is beyond imaginary. So, for example, when somebody says something, we try to understand by imaginary. Okay, I myself, when I was in the Pali school, we also have to study about Kamatana in the Abhidhamma Sangaha, about the Nimitta. We have some misunderstanding. For example, Parikama Nimitta, the original breath is also Parikama Nimitta. Okay, this is correct, it doesn't matter. In the case of Ukha Nimitta, we thought, okay, without making any effort, we can know it naturally. This is called Ukha Nimitta. We have this kind of understanding. Now, as soon as we attain we achieve Pratipaka Nimitta, we can attain asset concentration, absorption concentration. We have this kind of understanding. But in reality, it's a little bit different. So that means when we read something or we hear something, we try to understand by imaginary. But the Buddha teaching is beyond imagination. So that's why it's not that easy to let other people know or to let other people understand Buddha teaching. So the Buddha had to arrange many different ways to understand. The Buddha had Desana Jnana, the knowledge of given discourses, according to their temperament and tendency. And the Buddha can give proper Dhamma talk to them, they can penetrate the Dhamma. Okay, we summarize. Buddha means he himself also know ultimate truth. He also lets other people know ultimate truth. Then awaken. He himself wake up from the defilements and sensual pleasure. And he also lets all other living beings wake up. That's called Buddha, enlightened one. Now we may go to the next one, Bhagawa. Blessed one. Actually, in the Buddha's quality, Bhagawa has very, very different meanings. It will be very wide. So here also Einstein lists out only 6 of blessing. That is why I cannot say all of them completely. If we can summarize more than that also, then it will be too short for you. Okay, now I will list out Bhagawa, blessed one. What's really called blessing? The Buddha has supreme lordship over his mind. Okay, now you also training minds. I'm also training minds. So how to train our minds? You can imagine. Sometimes we have to follow our mind. Sometimes we can train our minds. The Buddha, he could train his mind very well. He has a lordship over his mind. How can we know he has a lordship over his mind? Okay, now practically we are focused on the breathing. Even to be able to focus 1 hour, it takes very long time. But to train too long to be able to maintain for 1 hour. It takes very long time to see the nimitta, to attain jhana. But the Buddha had attained many psychic powers. So you have known displaying Tomoroka powers, water and fire together, right? That means he could enter into two different casinos alternatively, very rapidly. That's when water and then fire come out together. That means he could train his mind very well. That's why he can create anything he like. This is also called lordship over the mind. So this kind of training is not that easy. There are many different steps until we can play Tamaka power. Only the Buddha can do. Even the Buddha disciple, Venerable Mahamoggallana, cannot do. Okay, the main thing is, supreme lordship over the mind means he had trained his mind very well. Then he became lord of his minds. Then most of the people are slave of the mind. He is the lord of the mind. This is a difference. 2. The Buddha has achieved all kinds of mundane and supramundane knowledges. Among the mundane knowledges, we also have very high quality, such as divine eyes, divine ears, reading other people's minds, recollection of the past lives, also like a supernormal power, like as I have said, creating into many different forms, many different shapes, diving into the water, walking on the sky, or walking on the space, or many different things. All are called mundane knowledges. We also have attained all the supramundane knowledges, path and fusion. Also, we also have already attained analytical knowledges. So these are called blessing. So if we can achieve mundane knowledges or supramundane knowledges, we can say it's a blessing. Then again, the Buddha has exceedingly pure fame spreading through the 3 worlds. Mostly people have got a reputation about reputation. That everybody made mistakes in their life. Sometimes Leader may instructed his follower to do this, to do that, They're not going to make any mistakes, but they make mistakes also. Right? We have defilements, we may make mistakes. The Buddha had already eradicated all types of defilements. That is why he does not have any mistakes, even habitual mistakes. That is why he was very famous purely on a good reputation. He doesn't have bad reputation. Many are non-Buddhists trying to defame the Buddha, but not successful. So the Buddha, he himself also lived very good, that he also guides his disciple to be good. That's why he has very pure faith, that means good reputation. Then the next one. The Buddha has the glory of all limbs and perfect in every aspect. That means Buddha appearance is also looking very nice. That's why he has all glory of all limbs. And that means his body structure, all the limbs in the body is really very perfect. Then we can say good looking. His height and his body are like a very, very good looking. Then 5. The Buddha has his wish. That means, in other words, the productions of what he wanted. And the Buddha wanted beneficial to himself and others, right? That's why Buddha wanted all the things. He also made his environment as he went. Then, okay, 6. The Buddha has the endeavor or the right effort. So we have already talked about Vidya before in Vidya Sambojjhanga. So when we say right efforts of the Buddha, it will be endless. So he made every single effort. For example, he also in teaching also he made all his efforts in teaching, in giving instruction. Similarly, to have community also he made his efforts. Tirelessly, he's always awake, having divine beings, having human beings, and all the living beings who can understand and who will be beneficial from his Dhamma. He try to have. But that's okay. The main thing is Buddha has very strong efforts compared to other people. That's why he can achieve very high quality, very high attainment. Okay, today I just mentioned only 6 blessings. If we summarize all the Buddha's qualities, all the Bhagavan, all the definitions of Bhagavan, there can be only 2 things. The first one is Rupa Kaya Samara. That means his body achievement. So then he achieved good body structure, we can say. That's why we can say it's a Rupa Kaya Samara. This is also by the power of all his barami, all his perfections in the past. Another one is samapatti, attainment. The Buddha has attained all attainments in the world. Then we can say this is also blessing. For ordinary people, if we have good appearance, is good enough, is blessing, a big blessing. Another thing is if we have achieved some mental knowledges or supramental knowledges, then it's also blessing. Of course, we cannot compare with the Buddha, right? Buddha has special perfection, special parami, so he will achieve everything he wished. Okay, this is called Buddha's recollection of Buddhas. Then yesterday I have already talked about the conditions or the benefit of recollection of Buddha's quality. That you may feel that you are living together with Buddhas You may feel living Buddhas around you, or you may have very strong rapture, very strong joy in your mind. Then, not only that, we have already said, it's like your body, your heart becomes like a shrine room, like a GTR. So this is the power of recollection of the Buddha. So there are many other powers we can also take up to as a concentration. Based on as a concentration, we can also proceed to practice the Vipassana. We can also take part of future knowledge. So this is just introduction of Buddha's quality. It will be very much in detail when we go and study in Visuddhimagga. Okay, now, recollection of Dhamma. So we also have a Dhamma's quality in our daily chants. We also chant Swakato, Bhagavata, Dhammo, and so on. So again, the recollection of Dhamma. Swakato, Bhagavata, Dhammo. Well expounded Dhamma by Blessed One is the well expounded, the other one is the Dhamma. This is the first quality, the scientific evidence, akalical timeless, hypasical investigation, empathic investigation, abanical little emancipation, better than readable when you hear, to be comprehended by the wise, each of himself, each for himself. These are 6 qualities. Among the 6, the first quality cover Priyati Dhamma, the rest of 5 quality cover only Subramanian Dhamma. The first one is Swakato, well expounded. What does it mean well expounded? So here I always say Priyati Dhamma. One more thing. Whenever we say Dhamma, we have to understand 10 different Dhammas. 4 path knowledges, 4 fruition knowledges, after that, Nibbana. Otherwise, Priyati, learning. These are called Dhamma. So, okay, here I should introduce Swakato, well expounded. Learning Dhamma is also good in the beginning, the middle, and the end, because it was well explained in the meaning and essence, and show the way to the liberation and purification and to be noble. Actually, when we study Sutta, we can also understand some elaborations, even like Anguttara Nikaya, some parts, Sankhya Sutta, Vittara Sutta, like this, the same thing, 2 discourses. So sometimes what I just say briefly, sometimes what I say in detail. Okay, you can practically compare 2 sutta, 2 different sutta, Mahasthana Sutta. In Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta also, what I mentioned, 4 noble truths. In the Mahasthana Sutta also, what I mentioned, the 4 noble truths. In Dukkha Satya, in Mahasthana Sutta will be wider. Buddha explained very much in detail. The main thing is that the meaning, explain the meaning. It's really very good. The essence also really very good. Then we can understand, in summary also we can understand in Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. In detail we can understand in Mahasthana Sutta. And show the ways to liberation. Then the Buddha also explained many different things, many different practice that lead to Nibbana, according to people's temperament and tendency. Also, purification. The Buddha teaching also show the way to beautify our minds. So it will be too wide for you. There are 7 purifications, right? It leads you the purification. Also, do be knower, the 2 thing overhoods. So then traditionally we also say Pali literature is like a map, roadmap to go to Nibbana. That we must try to learn the map. After that, we must go according to the map. That we will take Nibbana. We have that kind of saying, that kind of simile. Anyway, the land Dharma is also good in the very beginning because it explains very much good, right? Also good in the middle for practitioners, good in the end for attainment. Even a stanza given by the Buddha is good in the very beginning with the first sentence. Okay. Then for your understanding, I should introduce very easy stanza. Everybody know that stanza. Samatha-Vipassanā Akarana, Kusala Supa Sambara, Satita Priyotapana, Etam Buddhana Sasana, 4 sentences. The first one is Samatha-Vipassanā Akarana. The first sentence, the first line. This is good in the very beginning. Let me not to do all evil. I good in the very beginning. Then he mentioned good in the middle with the second and the third sentence. Second and third is Kusala Supa Sambara, to accumulate good or wholesome deeds. Satita Priyotapana, to purify the mind. This is the second and the third sentence. Good in the middle. Etam Buddhana Sasana. These are the teaching of all the Buddha. That means this is a good in the end. Good conclusion of the stanza. Just example. So you can study many sutta like that, many stanza like that, then go in the very beginning, go in the middle, go in the end. Then again, in the Sutta or Vinaya, the place, the listener, and the cause of delivering discourses, and the formulating rules is good in the beginning. Actually, when we go and read in the commentary, it will be two separated passage, but here I combine. For example, when the Buddha delivered the suttas, okay, for your understanding, right? Then now Bojjhanga Sutta. There are many Bojjhanga Sutta. For example, in the case of Kassapa Sambojjhanga, it's a Bibli Guha. A Bibli Guha is the place where deliver the discourse. The listener is the Venerable Mahakassapa. If there's no listener, the Buddha cannot give any Dhamma talk. The cause of delivering Venerable Mahakassapa is sick. That's when the Buddha delivered the discourse. Or Kassapa Bojjhanga Sutta. Okay, anyway, the main thing is all the place, listener, the cause of delivering, this is the call, good in the very beginning. Without reason, the Buddha will not deliver any discourse. Then again, formulating the rules. Formulating the rules also from Vinaya. In every single rule, there's it, the place, the listener, and the cause of laying down the rules, formulating the rule. Okay, even for about like stealing, right? For about stealing. See, there are many other new rules in that part. The first one is by Venerable Kovida in Rajagaha. So the place is Rajagaha. The listeners are bhikkhu. The offender is Venerable Kovida. Then why he laid down these rules? He stole the goods of King Bimbisara to build a kuti, to build a monastery. First time the Buddha laid down the rules, formulating the rules. So the place, and also we can say the listener, and the cause of laying down the rules, formulating the rule. Is it good in the beginning? Is it good in the middle? Because discourse is suitable for the listeners, or in accordance with listeners' temperament, tendency. So this is a good in the middle, suitable for the listeners. Especially when Buddha laid down the Vinaya rules, also because of conditions and people's minds, the Buddha had to lay down. Of course, some of the rules Bhikkhu may dislike, right? Most of the people don't like many rules and regulations. But in the case of Sutta, it will be different. Then Buddha will explain according to people's temperament. In the case of Vinaya, not in accordance with temperament. It depends on the case. Then also, Vinaya also for the comfort of Sangha. That's why this also Buddha has good intention. Okay, anyway, then every single sutta, there will be some listeners. Without listeners, Buddha will never explain any discourse. Okay, one more thing here. We have 4 different types of suttas. The first one is the Attajasya. The Buddha deliver by his own wish. Sometimes Buddha just say, because I'm going to talk about Bojjhanga, for example. Then it's not the disciple's wish, it's a wish. The time ripened, that's why he talked about it. Sometimes it depends on listener's wish, listener desire, listener temperament, then Buddha deliver. For example, about Anarapindika, Visakha, right? When you read something about their story and their life, the Buddha didn't talk about Nibbana or Anicca Dukkha Anatta to Anarapindika and to Visakha, because they love their family too much. The Buddha also knew that's why Buddha just teach how to be a good lay person, how to be a good person in the family life, household life. This is their temperament and tendency, right? Their wish. Another is Atupatika. When something happens, the Buddha also deliver discourses. Okay, now here practically, now Venerable Kaspar is sick, and the Buddha deliver Bojjhanga Sutta. Venerable Mahamoggallana was sick, that's why Buddha deliver Bojjhanga Sutta. Right? Something happened, that's why the Buddha deliver discourses. Now we also have like Dhamma-dayata Sutta. We already talk about inheritance, right? So the Buddha wished his disciple to accept Dhamma inheritance. Buddha don't wish his disciple to accept material heritage. That is why now we talk about the Dhamma too much, right? Anyway, the main thing is, why did the Buddha say this one? At the time, Bhikkhu Sangha had a lot of donation. Then after lunch, they have to strike wooden gong and they have to assemble in one place. They have to distribute or they have to share properties. Then they make noise. On hearing that, the Buddha asks Venerable Ananda, why noisy like this? Then they are sharing Sangha properties. That's why it's a little noisy. Then the Buddha asks all the bhikkhus to come to Dhamma hall, assembly hall, and the Buddha also give Dhamma talk to accept only Dhamma in heritage, not to accept material heritage. Something happened. Too much gain is spoiling people's minds. So the main thing is, this is we call good in the middle, suitable for the listeners because of reason, right? Okay, now the last type of Dhamma is Pucca Vasika. when somebody asks the question, the Buddha may answer. So 4 types of discourses. His wish, the Sana's wish, something happened, or somebody asked question. For these 4 different discourses, Buddha also supported his disciples and followers. Then there's also simile, the cause, hetu, and also example, udaharana. Sometimes the Buddha use simile. Then, although we say simile is not 100%, right? The same. Sometimes people emphasize on simile too much, then we have some difficulty to understand. Okay. For example, you may know the Sihanada, lion roar, right? Lion roar. Actually, this means in this case, lion is not appearance or not sound of lion. It means bravery of lion. As lion is a brave, but also brave utterance, we can say, right? Lion roar. In this kind of case, just gives simile, right? Lion roar. Then some people say, like a very strong, very loud, very noisy. People may understand like that. Not like this. It means brave. We just take the quality of lion, bravery. Similarly, the cause. Sometimes Buddha also explain the cause of doing this, doing that. Also, the Buddha also is like, for example, talk about example. We can say udaharana. So actually, there are many examples in many different suttas. Right? Buddha gives somebody as an example. Right? Then Buddha also guides his disciple to follow the good people. Anyway, this is good in the middle. Then it's good in the end for the listeners gaining faith in the Buddha's teaching. So after listening, we gain faith. For example, like Vinaya rules. In the Vinaya rules, mostly people complain about bhikkhus. That's why Buddha laid down the rules. After laying down the rules, they have to change their behavior. Then it's actually devoteable manner. That's why people can gain faith in Sangha also. So if we summarize, it depends on the case. Then after listening to discourse or after listening to Vinaya rules, they may have gain in Buddha Dhamma Sangha. This is called well expounded. Okay, now this is also good. Morality is good in the beginning. This is practicing already, right? So preparation is just learning Dhamma. This one is practicing radically. Morality is good in the beginning, the first steps of purification. Concentration is good in the middle. And this also second purifications, the purifications of the mind. Wisdom is good at the end. These are all other 5 purifications referred to wisdoms. So if we summarize, 3 trainings are also well expounded. Not only that, we have the next one. Morality and the concentrations are good in the beginning. Insight knowledge and path knowledge are good in the middle. The fruition knowledge and nibbana are good in the end. These are also another approach. Then we have to add one more. Well penetrated by the Buddha and originated from the Buddha is good in the beginning. So that means Buddha himself also penetrated and also he delivers. That's why originated from the Buddha. That's good in the very beginning. Beyond truth Dhamma is good in the middle by abandoning evils and by accomplishing good deeds. Okay, why is me beyond truth? Here we also already mentioned by abandoning evils. Although we say the Dhamma, if we cannot abandon evil, it's not true Dhamma. The power of true Dhamma must be able to abandon the defilements and evil. Not only that, accomplishing good deeds. The true Dhamma will guide us to do good things, beneficial things to ourselves or our community. Another thing is, while practiced by Sangha is good in the end. As the Buddha taught, Sangha also practiced very well. That's why it's good in the end. Sometimes we have many ways of trainings, but nobody practice. Then that tradition will disappear. We can practically see in one community, right? When we talk about nimitta or the lives, they say it's very strange. Right? Sometimes they don't believe that kind of things. It's because very few people are practicing. Majority are not practicing. That's why they cannot believe. So well practiced by Sangha. Although here we say Sangha, it also covers all the devotees. Sangha means community. So when we say Sangha, or later I have to talk about Sangha quality again, right? Then whenever we talk about Sangha, this might be quick community. Then, okay, Sangha also practice. The community also practice very well. That's why we can say good in the end. This is also practicing. It is good in the very beginning for attaining Buddhahood after listening and practicing in accordance with the Dhamma. So that means Bodhisattva also, he had to listen many discourses to be knowledgeable when he was fulfilling Parami. But he also practiced in accordance with the Dhamma taught by wise people. Then after fulfilling all the Parami, he can attain Buddhahood. That's why it's good in the very beginning. We have already said, Dhamma comes from the Buddha, originated from the Buddha. It is the good in the middle, attaining Pacceka Buddha. So that means we can also attain Pacceka Buddhahood after fulfilling Parami. This is a little bit weaker than Buddha, right? Samatha Buddha. Good in the end, attaining Savaka Bodhi. Savaka Bodhi means we can attain noblehood. Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arhat. So we must listen and then practice. If we listen and practice, we can be the Buddha, Pacceka Buddha, or Arhat. That's when we can say Swakata well expounded for different level of people, different level of paramis. Okay, now it is also good in the beginning, removing hindrances by listening to it. By merely listening to discourses, we can also subside defilements. Some discourses are really very powerful. Then just reading or by listening, we can overcome it. We can remove hindrances. It is good in the middle, gaining the bliss of Samatha-Vipassanā by practicing the Dhamma. The first one is in listening, second one is practicing. When we practice practically, we can experience the bliss of Samatha and Vipassana. We can also understand, we can also experience peacefulness, tranquility, rapture, joy by practicing Samatha-Vipassanā. This is called good in the middle. It is good in the end, gaining Tadi Kuna, unshaken mind when experiencing ups and downs of life, such as gain and loss, desirable and undesirable, after completely practicing. So that means Tadi Kuna is a little bit wide, and very wide meanings. Unshaken mind here I have already mentioned when experiencing ups and downs of life. For example, when we gain something, then we may be very happy. There's also shaken emotion. When we get lost, we will feel sorry, we upset, anxiety, worry, grief, lamentation, or also emotion. So that means when we have very strong attainments such as arhatship, although we experience such case, our mind is unshaken. When we gain also, mind cannot be shaken by gains. When we get lost also, our mind cannot be shaken by the loss. Similarly, desirable and undesirable. Okay, actually there are 8 up and downs of life. It will be too long for you. That's why I just summarize. Desirable and undesirable. So when we see desirable, we may feel happy, rejoice in it. When we see undesirable, we may feel uneasy, displeasure in our mind. So when we have Dadi Guna, our mind cannot be shaken by desirable or undesirable. We have more equanimity toward the things and Dhamma. That's why gaining Dadi Guna is good in the end. That means attaining arhatship. So here I also use the English words after completely practicing. Completely practicing means attaining arhatship. Before we attain arhatship, we cannot say we are completed. After attaining arhatship, we can say it's a complete training. This is the meaning of Swakado. It's 2 words. Again, not following 2 extreme ways, the Dhamma shows the middle way. So the noble path is well expounded. So we also say noble path. Right? That means path knowledges. If we say path, also we can say noble eightfold path. The noble eightfold path is a middle way. We have already learned in Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Everybody knows that Sutta, right? This is the first discourse of the Buddha. So sub-indulgence is also extreme way. Sub-mortification is also another extreme way. The noble eightfold path is the middle way. That's why this is also well expounded. Removing the defilements completely. The fruition is also well expounded. So we have 2 different things, right? People also ask, what's the difference between Magga and Phala when removing or eradicating defilements? Magga, okay, like a fire. Then if we extinguish with the water, when we extinguish with the first cup of water, it will the flame of the flame of fire will disappear, right? This is one thing. Also, some part of heat will disappear, but little heat remain because of fire there, right? If we extinguish with the second cup of water, it will remove all the heat. Similarly, the path knowledge also eradicates defilements, but some remaining heat is extinguished by fruition knowledge. This is called removing defilements completely, without remaining any heat or any power. So now explaining Nibbana as an eternal Sasata, deathless Amata, protector Dana, refuge Lena. Nibbana is well expounded. This is we call Subramanian Dhamma, right? So path knowledge, fruition knowledge, Nibbana. These are Subramanian Dhamma. That's why they are also called well expounded. That's the Subramanian Dhammas are well expounded by the Buddha. So when we are going to recall Swakado, we must recall one of these. Priyati Dhamma or Pratipatti Dhamma, learning and practicing, right? Another thing is here, we also say path and fruition knowledge and Nibbana, Subramanian Dhamma. We can recall any of quality. Okay, now, regulation of Dhamma, Sandhitika, evidence. when we say evidence, that means the noble path is seen by a noble person, make the defilements empty and devoid out. This is also called Sanitika. We can practically experience this in the present moment. The noble one can know the force of defilements and the benefit of overcoming defilements by his direct knowledge. This is also called evidence. That means, although we say defilements are really very bad, we may talk about disadvantages of defilements. As long as we don't experience the force of defilements, the disturbing of defilements, we will not believe. When we are practicing, so defilements are disturbing us all the time. We know the force of defilements. When we can overcome the defilements, we can also achieve attainment. That's why we also know the benefit of overcoming defilements by our own knowledge, by our own experiences. So when defilements arises, we have to suffer from it. When defilements are eradicated, we can feel peace. We can experience practically in our practice. For example, restlessness. When we have restlessness, we cannot find peacefulness. Although we may think we have peacefulness, but not so strong. If we don't have any restlessness, now our mind becomes peaceful, more harmonized, more harmonious with breath, then also better results. Then again, one who can attain the 9 supramundane states can practically penetrate the Dhamma by revealing knowledge, abandoning blind faith caused by talks of others. So when we can attain supramundane states by ourselves, practically, we can also penetrate the Dhamma, we can also understand Four Noble Truths. Then also by revealing knowledge, we can also know we attain path of fruition knowledge. We have already attained Nibbana. Also, when we ourselves experience, we can overcome the blind faith. Otherwise, we have to believe everybody in everywhere, in every Buddhist community. Then many bhikkhus declare that they have attained psychic power, they have attained arhatship, many different announcements, many different declarations. So if we ourselves haven't practiced practically, we may believe easily. If we haven't learned, then we may believe easily. If we ourselves practice, then we may not believe whatever they say. We may believe only important parts or only trustworthy things, trustworthy informations given by the Buddha. Okay, the main thing is, there are some people, they also say, can we know we attain path and fruition knowledge? Now we can say yes, by revealing knowledge. So in our community, we don't recommend somebody to declare Sotapanna, Sakadagami, or Nagami, or anybody, right? But when I go abroad, many people come. They also say, I have attained Sotapanna, I have attained Sakadagami. Without practicing Vipassana as a Samatha, can I go to Vipassana? They have this kind of request from me. Then I just say, okay, if you have attained path fruition knowledge, a Sotapanna, for example, can you enter to fruition attainment? Then they say many different things. They don't answer my question directly. I know why they answer like this. Anyway, the main thing is, if somebody has attained Sotapanna or Sakadagami, they have very less defilements compared to ordinary people. They have already subsided very gross defilements. They may have very subtle defilements. They can attain jhana faster than other people. For Anagami, sure, it will be very fast because very few defilements remain. All the gross defilements has already gone. Right? Then they can also know how many defilements have already eradicated, have been eradicated, how many defilements remaining. They can know everything by revealing knowledge. That is why this is called evidence. We ourselves can experience, it become evident. Right? Most people say, seeing is believing. Sure, if we see properly, we can believe. let alone path and fruition knowledge, like the light, for example, now. If you have never seen the light, you may not believe. If you as I have seen the light, you may believe it. Scientific evidence to you. Then we have another thing, akalika, timeless. So it produces its results without waiting for the proper time. After attaining the path knowledge, the fruition knowledge arises. When we do our kusala karma, right, to get its result, we have to wait next life. It's not practical, right? Then even our kusala karma, there's also special karma, presently affected karma. You know, presently affected karma. It also have to wait a moment, not immediately. There's some entire times, maybe a few minutes, something. It may be only within one day, right? A few minutes. But in the case of path and fruition knowledge, no interval time. Subsequently affected karma and the demanding karma will produce its results in the near future life. We have to wait to experience the result of mending karma. In the case of supramending karma, path knowledge will immediately produce its results, the fruition knowledge, without any interval mind moment. No interval between path and fruition knowledge. Akalika, timeless. No interval time, we can say. This is only supramending dhamma. For mending dhamma, we cannot say like that, right? Then, okay, fortunately, the collection of dhamma, ehipasiko, inviting investigation. Since it is totally pure, the Buddha invited all beings to come and investigate the Dhamma. People holding impure or discordant things, they are not invite anybody to come and see it, what's in their hands. So that means if his teachings are not very pure, he may not dare to invite anybody to come and see, to come and investigate. The way he trained is really very pure, so he dare invite anybody to come and investigate. So the supramundane state does not exist just like the moon Ankaba with the clouds or the mist. So that means, okay, we can say like a Nibbana, right? Nibbana is not like the moon or something we can show. This Nibbana that we cannot show like that, right? But we can investigate by practicing. Okay, now another one. Opanayiko, leading to emancipation. Although the clothes and head are burning, one should ignore it and practice the Dhamma until one can attain Nibbana. So that means by extinguishing of fire, we cannot attain Nibbana. By practicing Dhamma, we can attain Nibbana. So if we pass away because of burning fire, it will be only one life. So it will be many lives. We just finish one life, next life we have to be reborn. But if we can attain Nibbana, then we can make end of suffering, no more burning in the future. That we should bear in our mind or keep it in our minds. By penetrating, one shouldn't touch it, stick it to the mind, which means one must try until one can take Nibbana as an object in our minds. So Opanayika means we must take our mind into Nibbana or we must take Nibbana as an object. Then path and fruition knowledge are Opanayika. So Nibbana, path and fruition knowledge will take Nibbana as an object. That's why Opanayika. It will lead to emancipation. Okay, now the last quality. Pachadawurita Vinyuhi. To be comprehended by the wise, each for himself. So the attainment cannot be shared with others. The path and fruition knowledge attained by the teacher cannot eradicate the defilements of his disciple. The attainment cannot be seen. It's not the domain of uneducated worldly people. It's very personal. So that means only good person can experience the Dhamma except for himself. Although he want to give somebody, they cannot take that kind of Dhamma. If he's a wise, he can learn, he can practice for himself, he can experience this. So that, for example, the Buddha is the teacher. Right? Even he has attained many things. He cannot give his attainment to his only son, Rahula. Okay, I become Buddha. I have attained all the many Subramanian Dhamma. Okay, now I will give you. Okay, make you as a Buddha. He cannot do like this. Even Venerable Rahula had to practice diligently. He was ordained when he was 7 years old. He cannot attain any path and first knowledge. After newly ordained as a bhikkhu, he attained path and first knowledge. You can imagine, even the Buddha cannot give his attainment to his only son. It's personal. When we are wiser, we can experience, we can achieve. That's why it's called PATVDH.SG when you hear. Okay, today we have already explained the recollection of the Dhamma. So we can choose one of the quality, and we can also do recollection of Dhammas called Dhamma. Then you may have been to the library, the many books about Tipitaka. Like in PATVDH, we have one setups only about Tipitaka. Tipitaka is commentary, is sub-commentary, and is noted passage of the Tipitaka. Also, different translations, bilingual translations, many things on one setup. A very big volume, right? Very big book, very big collection of books. It will be very expensive for you. If you can do recollection of the Dhamma, your body, your heart become Dhamma library, right? So trustworthy. Okay, another things, you may have known Dhamma Jitiya. If you have followed some time traditions or other traditions, then you may know Dhamma Jitiya. When you have been to Thailand or Thai temple, you may see beside the Buddha statues, they have collection of the books. Dhamma Jitiya, Tipitaka there. This is a Thai tradition. In Myanmar, we don't have that kind of tradition. If we went to see Tipitaka, go to the library. Then go to the bookshop. I also have my own collections of books in my kuti. They just like my own library, right? It's not Dhamma Jitiya. I mean, actually for Thai people or other traditions, they just bound down to Tipitaka as a Dhamma Jitiya. Okay, the main thing is, if we are recollecting Dhamma's quality, Dhamma Jitiya will be in our heart. Right? That's why it will be beneficial for you. By recollecting Dhamma's quality, we cannot attain jhana, we can attain only up to asset concentration. Based on that, we can also practice vipassana. So it also can be foundations of vipassana. May you all be able to practice the Buddha teachings and may you all be able to realize final cessation and not suffering.
Sadhu, 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 zero. Zero, shall we proceed to the Q&A session?
Okay.
Sadhu, sadhu. Dear participant, if you have any question, please raise your hand. Any question from the participant?
Thank you, Saro Kovida, and thank you, Saro Aganya, for your kindness and teaching us, bring us the light of wisdom during this retreat. Is very special to all of us. And I have a few questions regarding the practice. if one with experiences of nimitta or some attainment of jhana, and one having such pride and conceit in one's attainment, will such a subtle or gross form of conceit or pride help them lose their nimitta or jhana? And how can one help practice to prevent such defilements to reach, so that they can reach a higher stage of dhamma? Thank you, Sayadaw.
Actually, when we have mana, pride, right? This one is enough for improvement. When we can cut, we can improve. Okay, mana is one more thing. So sometimes even very subtle defilements can be very big hindrances for our practice. Right? So in the case of mana, we may think that we are higher, but in reality we become lower. This is the one thing, right? Then okay, we have one more cases about the mana. We have two different mana. The first types is like we call accepting the truth. Although we are proud, then we may accept the truth. This mana is okay. Even anagami may have this kind of mana. It doesn't matter. Sometimes we have very strong mana, arrogance or stubborn. Then although it's the truth, we don't accept the truth. We still reject. That kind of mana will be very harmful for the practitioners. Okay? So that means although we have mana, for some time it doesn't matter. If we have mana a very long time, or like a unchangeable mana, we cannot accept the truth, then in this case, we cannot improve anymore. We will stop there. And for good practitioner, we must not have that kind of mana, the second type of mana, right? Not accepting the truth. For other cases, okay, not that serious. As soon as we can change the mana, we can be humble, we can regain all our attainment. Okay?
Thank you, Sayadaw. And my other question is, so if one meditator practice until the breath becomes subtle, and is there such a way that Sayadaw can teach us to use skillful intention, your niso manasikara, to help switch our mind, or to have like nimitta, and then after nimitta, sometimes nimitta is like short light, just moving around, dancing around, because of not too high concentration. And is there a way that we can prompt our nimitta to just stay stationary, so that it can become brighter, so our breath can emerge into one with nimitta to progress into our next level? Thank you, Sayadaw.
Okay, so that means we cannot create anything. We must be very careful, right? If we create something, we cannot maintain very long time. So, for example, like a subtle breath, it should be natural. Don't create to be subtle. Similarly, nimitta, it will be changeable. The changing color, changing shape, changing location is normal. Especially when your mind becomes very messy, it will change a lot. When your mind inclined to shape, the shape will change. When your mind inclined to the color will change. When your mind inclined to the location will change. That's why don't be so interested in the nimitta too much when you are focused on the breathing. Gradually, when your mind becomes very stable, nimitta will become stable. Okay? The main is that stabilize your mind. Nimitta will become very stable. There will be unifications of nimitta and breathing naturally. If you create something, for some time it will be okay, but within a few minutes you will get lost. Okay? I don't recommend to do or to create something or to forcefully make your mind and your breath and nimitta unified. It should be natural. Okay, another angle we have to explain. To be skillful, we must have at least maintenance skill. If you know how to maintain your concentration, then you can find the way how to improve naturally. Your experience will teach you. Sometimes some of the skill does not come from the teacher, come from your own experiences. Okay, so we call araka kosana, maintenance skill. Rather, Bhavana Kosala, development skill. We can develop. We can be skillful in development. So if we have this kind of skill, we can improve naturally. Okay, don't create anything, don't force anything. Just try to calm down your mind, trying to stabilize your mind. It will be easier and easier to improve. Okay.
So question is why Buddha cannot share the attainment to the disciple. Like there's example like Buddha can stop Angrimala from killing his mother, right? By using some method to make him realize like this is defilement. But why Buddha cannot share the attainment so that all the defilement can be eradicated?
I'm not quite clear.
So
what do you mean?
So the sixth property of Dharma, the path and fruition knowledge attained by teacher cannot eradicate the defilement of his disciple. I just wonder why, like this path
Sure.
cannot be shared from teacher to the disciple, since there are some cases that the Buddha can help with the defilement partially. Like why, like
okay, sure. Okay. I see. Okay, well, now I can guess what you mean. Okay. So the main thing is the Buddha can remind them to overcome defilements. Just reminding in the case of Angulimala, right? It's not totally eradicated. Just reminding to subside defilements, right? Temporarily, no more defilements. His mind become calm and quiet. The subsiding, not eradicating. Okay. In the case of eradicating, okay, because English what you misunderstand. Let me, if we say eradicating, he uprooted without remainder. After eradicating, no more horizon of defilements. This by path knowledge or fruition knowledge. For other cases, we can say like a substitution or separation or subsiding. So, for example, in the case of Angulimala, the Buddha just remind him there's a defilements, then he can subside just temporarily, right? So that means Buddha can have to subside, or Buddha can remind them this is the bad things to do. Okay, that's why it cannot be eradication. If you say eradication, no more remainder. Without remaining defilements, he can eradicate totally, right? Two different points. Okay. Any other thing?
Any more question from the participant? Okay. Settle, we read question from the chat group. Question 1. On the Misiado, my aged parents are very used to recite Amitabha Buddha, and it is not easy for them to change to recite, for example, Buddha. If their mind know the qualities of Buddha, is it necessary for them to change from Amitabha Buddha to Buddha? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
If they can change, then better, right? So Buddha is Buddha's quality, and Arahant is Buddha's quality. Then if they chant like Buddha or Arahant or any Buddha's quality, it will be better, sure. Right? Amitabha is later, right? Yeah.
Thank you, Sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu. Question 2. Wonder Miss Yado. 1. Is it true that when practicing recollection of Buddha, the Buddha image that we take may change into a real Buddha image? Why this happen? 2. Some says that Buddha light is very bright, so it is not easy to see Buddha face. Is it true? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, many quick questions, huh? Okay, the first questions you mentioned the Buddha's image become real, right? It is very powerful recollection of Buddha's quality. We feel that we see real Buddha. Although we just seeing Buddha's image, we may feel like it's a real Buddha in our mind. as we are, I have already said in the recollection, right? You may feel the Buddha is nearby you. You are in front of the Buddha, real Buddha. Then in this case, we can say you are successful practitioners. So that means if they can see Buddha image as a real Buddha, that means they are successful meditator. Okay, why this happen? This is power of bhavana. This is power of meditation. Okay, we cannot say why. Then again, second, Buddha light is bright, very bright. Actually, we cannot say we cannot see Buddha's face, right? This is something unreal. Maybe they misunderstand. Actually, everywhere of the Buddha's body parts, there's a ray. For example, you may know 6 rays of the Buddha, right? 6 different colors. Similarly, in the eyes, there are 2, black and white, right? So the skin is a golden complexion, a yellowish color, or golden color, golden ray. Then, according to different body parts, we can say different rays, okay? Yellowish, maybe lip also a little bit red, that is red color, right? It depends on different body parts. They can be different color. So we can see Buddhas clearly, right? We cannot see the Buddha's face. Next one.
Thank you, Xiaodong. The third question is a very long Chinese question. There are 2 slides.
礼敬霞多。近期有比丘创立了一个叫开放式的念住修法，对入除息念经第1组4个步骤中的第3、4步骤做了如下的修改。3. 体验全身，在观察呼吸的长短，让心较安定后，转而以全身作为专注的主要对象，呼吸也是全身的一部分，算是退居到背景中。4. 平静身形，休息前面的步骤后，心更加安定，而可平静身体的活动，允许深度的放松遍布全身。他对注释书中的全身应被解读为整个呼吸声和佛陀在此经中的确认。呼吸是众生中的一种声卡亚做了新的解读。培养对于呼吸长度的完全觉知是前2个第1、第2步骤的任务，就是从呼吸的开始到结束都是觉知的。当进展到下一个步骤第3、第4，休息者将期待新特点，因此应转换到包括整个身体的觉知，并说明这里的身是整个 physical body 全身，呼吸只是全身的一部分。从观全身后，即可随观受心法。 他把先止后观和他的不需修止的方法归纳为2个修习模式。一、比较集中的模式更为投入，全神贯注，但易失去对周边的觉知，也较易造成狭窄的视野或是紧张。2、比较开放的觉知，周边的觉知较宽广，也能看见更多的事物，但所见不那么精确，有时较为表面，缺乏清晰度。他认为早期佛教属于模式2，较开放的觉知模式，不一定要达到禅修就可修受心法。请尊者开示，此修法的解说和方法是否正确，还是较片面？萨度萨度萨度。
It is very messy, right? Okay, we're gonna find this kind of things. We're gonna find this kind of things in Deep Pitaka, right? For example, opens a very wide area. Okay, the meaning of samatha, the meaning of concentration is one-pointedness, no wide area. This is the first mistake, right? It must be one-pointedness. One-pointedness means concentration. You must keep only 1 point around those three. Very simple. So for about vipassana, actually, you should learn properly in Samatha-Vipassanā Sutta. Although you talk about Vipassana, at the end mention, thus internally, the feeling as a feeling, right? Internally, externally, both internally, externally. Also, there's also like a Samudaya-Dhamma-Nubhasi, Vaya-Dhamma-Nubhasi, many things in Vipassana. So we cannot say, okay, I cannot make any comment. You can consider by yourself right or wrong. Okay?
The next question is
礼
also
敬
a
下
Chinese
多，
question.
为闻法利于行。有在家人告诉过我，初听法时，别人都能听到善知识的法音，而他自己在场却一个字也听不到。后来他通过多日礼佛拜忏后才能听到。弟子不知道这会是什么样的业力，还是什么原力作用，会起到屏障耳视走行路过程如理作意积累闻所成慧的资粮呢？祝愿悉亚多弘法顺利，萨度萨度萨度。
I don't know also. Right? So in the sutta also, okay, some story, for example, right? then they cannot see the Buddha. We also have, because Buddha hides, some they cannot see Buddha statue. Also, we have that kind of story in Myanmar. Anyway, it depends on some akusala karma, maybe, right? I don't know what kind of akusala karma you have done in the past. Okay? If you can give up akusala karma, sure, there will good karma for you. Maybe not so serious, that's why you can still listen to the Dhamma, right? Okay, next one.
Next question is a Vietnamese question.
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, you can take it, you can eat, okay, no problem. Right? And you also we just take it, we just eat, it's okay, no problem. Yeah, next one.
Next question, Wandami Siado. A friend of mine at her early stage of learning meditation was told by her teacher during meditation interview that she has only seven more life after this. Is the teacher supposed to disclose this to his or her student? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Very risky, right? Okay, so if you see the same teacher like that, don't believe, okay? Dukkha. Okay, and this one?
Next question is a Chinese question.
顶礼班的弟子曾经修到有禅相，那时没有遇到合适的老师，有人说我着魔了，没有再修，禅相就慢慢消失了。现在修到有微光或者跟以前有点像，就怀疑和分析对与错，我该怎么办？继续修行？萨度萨度萨度。
Okay, so if you have experience before, don't expect all the things as you experienced before, right? If you expect, it's also greed. It will be a hindrance. You must be careful. Another one is, so when you are practicing, right, don't follow the light too much. Just keep knowing breathing until the nimitta becomes stable. And until you can regain all the things. It can be better than before also, okay? The main thing is that expectation is one of the problem for you. Only just give up the one. For other things, you can just do naturally. You can regain everything. Okay?
Thank you, Siado. The last question here. Wandami Siado, please Siado advise. 1. What kind of merit I share when this end of Dhamma talk, when together to chanting sharing merit, is including past done merit or recollection of chaga? 2. Is true samana do this practice according Pali text, special for sayale, example drinking own's urine, what benefit? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. So the first one, sharing merit, right? So itawada ja'amehi up to this extent. That means whole life up to now. Itawada means, right? Up to now. That means it can be whole life from the childhood to now. So samadhan punya sambaran, we have already accumulated many wholesome deeds. So it can be any jaga we have done in the past, we are doing currently, anything. So we must pay attention any of jaga we have done before, right? We just share merit with all other living beings. Actually, what about the drinking own urine? I have read one book about urine therapy written by some author from Ireland. So, okay, Buddha also allow us to drink fermented urine as a medicine, just medical purpose. Okay. So that means at the time we just count urine. Even in Nepal we have count urine. So for when they have some digestion problem, we also range. Okay, we also have many other the material for count urine. Right? Anyway, the main thing is it's just for medical purpose. The Buddha allowed to drink urine, our own urine or other people's urine, or like cow urine or anything, right? So in this case, we can say practicing according to Pali text. Okay, some of them are practicing according to Pali text. Some of them are not according with Pali text. What about urine drinking? This medical purpose. What I say, you must drink your own urine all the time, right? This is some mistakes. Okay, another thing?
Thank you, Seattle. Any more questions from the participant?
Hello. Dạ, con xin đảnh lễ quý sư kính đảnh lễ ngài. Con xin có câu hỏi. Con xin trình bày trước, sau đó câu hỏi. Con vào lớp trễ cho nên con học về niệm hơi thở. Hôm nay thở vô biết thở vô, thở ra biết thở ra. Nhưng mà không kinh trình pháp á, trình pháp sáng nay thì con trình pháp sai. Qua niệm cảm thọ, nghĩa là nhắm ngay chỗ cái hình tam giác. Và để cái feeling đó thì thấy nóng, cứng, mềm và nó di chuyển, là đất nước gió lửa nó tan. Thì thiền sư có dạy con sáng nay là đó không đúng, phải bắt hơi thở thôi, thở vào biết thở vào, thở ra biết thở ra. Dạ, thì hôm nay con ngồi con thấy là hơi thở vào hơi thở ra theo thiền sư trình pháp dạy con. Thì con thưa ngài, con thấy là thì tất cả hơi thở vào ra lúc đầu nhanh, sau đó chậm và từ từ yếu đi, rồi sau đó không thấy hơi thở nữa. Và con thấy tim con đập nhanh, thì cái tim đập nhanh rồi con quán qua cái tim, thì cái tim chậm lại, sau đó là chung quanh nó nóng ấm, rồi sau nó nóng nhiều là cái tim cũng mất luôn. Thì con không biết có phải là con quán hơi thở mà nó đi qua niệm thân. Và lúc trước con học, thưa ngài, câu hỏi thứ nhất đó là con quán đúng hay sai?
Mm. 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 When you are practicing anapanasati, it should be only anapanasati. Don't think about the heart or any other body parts, right? If you follow many different body parts, you don't have one pointedness. If you don't have one pointedness, we cannot say concentration. Okay? The main, when we say the Pali word ekakata, it refers to two different things: sama samadhi and miccha samadhi. Right concentration or wrong concentration, right? So one pointedness just keep recollecting bad things. It can be miccha samadhi, wrong concentration. You just try to recall only one thing. Breathing simply, right? It will be one-pointedness. So actually, when you study in the sutta, we can also find one thing. In the case of anapanasati, you must not follow inside your body. You must not follow outside your body. If you know your heart, this inside your body already, right? Because this is internally restlessness. That's why we don't recommend this kind of things. Kanubhasana is not that simple. Actually, there are many other things we have to know. After learning many different steps, we can practice Kanubhasana. Okay?
Dạ. Sau đó là hơi thở, sau đó là ấm nó xuống dưới lại trong bụng con. Con muốn hỏi gì vậy để con tiếp tục thực tập đúng hay không cho ngày mai. thì xuống trong bụng con rồi nó cũng tan đi, thì con mới thấy trên đầu con á, thì con thấy ánh sáng nó bắt đầu nó nhảy đi, thì bắt đầu ánh sáng nó càng lúc càng rõ ràng hơn. Thì con tưởng là chờ nắng nó chiếu vào chỗ con ngồi, nhưng mà thật tình đó, nếu mà chiếu chỗ ngồi thì nó nắng từ đầu tới đuôi giống một cái cường độ, nhưng mà lúc đầu thì nó yếu, sau nó sáng lên. Thì sau đó con biết là niệm ánh sáng, thì ánh sáng nó mất đi, và sau đó tất cả đều im lặng, và đầu con thì thấy mát lạnh, mà lúc đó là trời đang nóng. Mô Phật. Con làm có đúng hay không để Ngài chỉ con, đặng mai con tiếp tục tiếp. Tại hôm nay con mới học về hơi thở thôi, con nghĩ là con bắt qua cái cũ rồi đó, là kaya niệm thân. Mô Phật.
Okay. Okay, I understand. So when you are going to change habits, okay, this is very difficult for you. I also understand because I also come from different tradition. Okay, one more thing. Seeing the light by using any methods and any traditions. When your mind is calm and quiet, and when you have good concentrations, you can see the light. It doesn't mean it's a nimitta. Just see the light, right? So even though change the nimitta, as long as you are following here and there, many different things. Then another thing is the power of light will be different. When you see nimitta, power will be stronger than now you experience. Okay, that's why you have to change your habits. If you have attachment to previous one, sure, you're gonna get any benefit from this retreat. Even if you get benefit from this retreat, you might change habits. Okay?
Dạ, xả thuốc con
And
xin
okay, one question in the chat box. Huh?
tri ân với Ngài. Mô Phật.
One question in the chat box.
Okay.
One question in the chat box also.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Let me copy the question. Okay, Vietnamese Sayadaw. If a monk break many times of Sangha-disesa, the first apati type of Sangha-disesa in one day, and made confess with a monk only one time on that day. So how can we count the days to clear his Sangha-disesa with monk community? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so that means before dawn rise, although you commit many times, just confess is also okay. That means okay, at the end, before dawn rise, you may confess one time. After confession, no more breaking. Then in this case, we call Abhijnana Manada. Abhijnana, you don't concede even one day, right? So it doesn't mean 24 hours, be careful, before dawn rise. Right? Then you may misunderstand. Right? So you may break in the evening, for example, then at night, for example, but before dawn rise, you must confess. So if we confess like this, it's Abhijnana Manada. You don't concede one day. Okay? So if after dawn rise, if you confess, it will be one day already. It's not 24 hours, right? For example, at night you may commit. After dawn rise, you may confess. One day already. At the time, you got Ikaha Parichana. Right? That means you have to Parivasa one day, then go to Manada. Okay? Next one.
Sarah, we don't have any more question in the chat group.
Okay. Okay, one question are there.
Participant.
Raise your hand. Okay, one is raise your hand.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. I have one question about how to note or mentally note when the stage
Hello?
of the third. Hello. Yes, Sarah, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear.
Yes.
Okay, I can hear.
At the stage of subtle breath, how do we note? Should we just note the touching point in and out of the breath, or some other text teach to know the first point is at the nose, the middle at the heart, and the last one at the stomach? Is it the right way, Sarah?
Sure. Okay, be careful, right? So this is the aura or horizon, not the aura or practice. Be careful, right? You may know the beginning of in-breath is in the nostril, the middle is in the chest, the end is in the abdomen, and the never. We have this kind of explanation. This is the aura or horizon. It's not the aura or practice. Okay? When you are going to practice, we must know only around the nostril, one point in lips. Okay? So some misunderstanding. I also have read many things like that. Right? In the very beginning, I also misunderstand like that in the public school. But gradually, when I read Samhita, I can realize this is totally mistakes. We must not follow internally or externally. Okay?
So
Any other thing?
yes, Sarah. So if I note, I should just know in and out only, or should I say middle? I don't know how to note at that point.
Okay. Because sometimes your breath will be very subtle. You cannot know in or out. You just know the breathing. This is also possible. Sometimes you just know only in breath, no out breath. Sometimes only the out breath, no in breath. This is also possible. Sometimes you don't know both in and out. You just know the touching point, touching sensation. This is also okay. So it's changeable. Okay. When your breath becomes very subtle, the more patience, you can keep knowing breathing. If you force too much, it will disappear also. Okay.
Thank you,
Another
Sarah.
thing?
Yes, Sarah. When I reached to the stage of the subtle breath, suddenly at certain point my heart beat so fast that I could hear it in my ears. So what exactly is that, and how I can overcome?
Actually, you are not very used to it with the calmness and quietness, then it can happen. Be careful. When you are very subtle breath, you might be a little bit quiet, calm. You are not used to be with this kind of condition, not very familiar with this kind of conditions, then heartbeat will be faster. Okay? As long as you don't follow heartbeat too much, it's okay. Any other thing?
Sarah, because it's
Okay, no.
10 minutes past 8:30 already. So
Okay. So
for today.
share a minute. Okay.
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 Thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much for your teachings today, and thank you, our interpreter Bande, for translation. May we invite Sarah to lead us in making aspiration and sharing of merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Edawadaja amehi sambadam bunya sambadam sabbe devanumodandu sabbe buddhanumodandu sabbe saddhanumodandu sabba sambati siriya idame nyatinam hodu sukhita hondu nyatiyo idame nyatinam hodu sukhita hondu nyatiyo idame nyatinam hodu sukhita hondu nyatiyo idame punyam asawekaya waham hodu idame punyam nibbanasa pajayo hodu mama punya bhagam sabba sadanam pajemi te sabbe me samam punya bhagam labandu sadhu sadhu sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Sarah, and everyone for your time and participation. Till we meet the next session, may all be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, just a gentle reminder to everyone, all Dharma brothers and sisters, Okay, if you are asking any help from the abbot of this monastery, please ask politely. Okay, the abbot is the leader of this monastery. He is not our volunteers. So if you need any help, please ask politely. Okay. 沙鲁沙鲁沙鲁。OK，各位学员，如果你们有什么事情，请这个同内兰洛的那个住持，请他帮忙的话，请大家以很恭敬的方式请示他，或是请他帮忙。哦，这个请大家要注意，因为他是这个道场的住持。哦，这个请大家要注意，好吗？OK，萨度萨度萨度。